groundbreaking, overwhelming effort to better serve its people, the government of Guyana undertook a massive program of bringing government to you across regions 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10. The initiative serves as a means of bringing government services to each and every region in full so that persons there can have their immediate issues addressed. On this InfoHub in depth, we take a look at the outreaches conducted thus far and how these would have benefited the citizens in specific regions.
Are you ready to embark on a truly epic adventure to an undiscovered corner of South America, where some of the most spectacular natural attractions are unveiled within a beautifully diverse landscape? From the wetlands and savannas to the ancient mountains, magnificent waterways and lush enriching rainforest would provide a vast playground for some of the most exotic and breathtaking creatures on the planet, including many of the world's giant species. This untouched land of mystery and wonder serves up an exclusive experience for travelers. So are you ready for a new, awe-inspiring adventure? Welcome back to nature. Welcome to Guyana.
Thousands of Guyanese came out over the past several weeks to have their issues and concerns addressed at the government outreaches, and each outreach saw multiple success stories for everyone that attended, from being granted land and house lots on the spot to finally being able to gain citizenship as a Guyanese. People were given help to handle almost all of their issues. It was here that the Ministry of Public Telecommunications took the opportunity to launch their brand new Farmers Market app, which allows for farmers to showcase their produce across the internet and take orders directly from buyers through the app.
So what we try to do is to copy or produce the experience you get when you go to an actual market. When you actually go to the platform, you see a list of the vegetables or items available for sale, whatever it might be. And when you go into the individual items, you see the quantities available for sale and who is selling it. Now, remember again, this is happening online. This person isn't actually coming to you to see and inspect the produce.
This wasn't the only great thing to occur in the ancient county of Berbice, as the government of Guyana held cabinet within the region for the first time since assuming office. This gave the InfoHub team a chance to meet with these ministers and get their take on the groundbreaking initiative.
This is just one of the first stop of cabinet meetings that is scheduled, but there will be more cabinet meetings out of Georgetown, Berbice, Essequibo, Bartica. The government will be traversing the entire country. Guyana is not Georgetown. So Guyana, it's bigger than Georgetown, and the government, we are well aware of that. And that is why we are here today, and we'll be going out into the entire Guyana.
Well, this is a planned outreach. We start with our cabinet meeting this morning, and then we will be going to Tain for the activity taking the government to the people. And we wind up this afternoon with some interactive community meetings across the region.
I have high expectation. I expect that we're going to have lots of persons at our tent, and we're here in full staff. We have representatives from all the departments, staff from all the departments, the CEO himself, the Director of Operations, and other senior officials. We have about probably 15 staff, or 20 will be here today.
And this was not done in vain, as housing was one of the most visited departments not only in Region 6, but in all the other regions visited since. What this shows is the dire need for housing solutions within the country, a task that this government does not take lightly, issuing hundreds of plots of lands over the past 5 outreaches, ensuring Guyanese are given a chance to live and make a better life for themselves.
And we've had to pump over $5 billion in consolidating the infrastructure for schemes that we inherited. This prevented us from having a more aggressive program to develop new housing schemes. But this is an issue that is now addressing the administration to see in 2019 how many more new house lots we can make available. And our target at this stage is to, within the next 18 months, have possibly in the vicinity of 4,000 new house lots.
Well, I applied for special land in Blackbush, and that's what I'm here for. It's about 4 years now, 3 or 4 years now I apply, and I hear that ordering from them, you know. So I come to tell them what I feel. So they said that it is in process, next 2 weeks ago, I hear from them.
While many Guyanese used this outreach as an opportunity to look into housing concerns, some took it as a chance to look for some form of employment, and for this we looked to one young man who came looking for a job at one of the various ministries present. Rolling over to region number 5, we find the core issue of housing rearing its head.
I'm looking forward that they will continue doing such. We are well pleased. I can speak of myself and speak about others.
I am a mother of 2 children. I'm single parents, and I'm really interested for a house place because the report I'm living, I'm not comfortable.
This did not daunt the department, which not only filed applications and helped persons throughout the process, but a further step was taken. Some persons had their house lots issued on the spot, as one resident relates.
I came here and I get things materialized same time because I don't want to procrastinate and go and come and go and come. I have a family and I'm a business. I'm here for do what I ever to do to achieve my purpose of coming here, and certainly they look into it and everything was accomplished, and I thank the administration, whatever,
Another burning issue for residents of Region 5 was drainage. Now, it is no mystery that Region 6 and 5 are strong agricultural communities, and the 3 fundamentals of agriculture are land, labor, and capital. And there is no land if there is no drainage.
Well, I heard about this government outreach, and I've been having some problem with drainage and irrigation. I have 6 acres of abundant land, and I decided I'd try many times to have someone assist me with the drainage, and so far nothing has been done. Yeah, my fatherland, he passed away in the early 90s, and most of my brothers and sisters migrated. I migrated too, but I now decided to come back home and develop this land.
And his government delivered. He was able to meet with the relevant authorities who advised him on the way forward.
Well, today I'm very proud and happy because I was told that within 2 days they will be there to check, do a scan on the land, and they will take it up further from there.
And with that commitment to drainage, the Ministry of Agriculture took an extra step forward. The Honourable Minister of Agriculture, Noel Holder, presented a number of leases to farmers and potential farmers, leading to a boost in agricultural productivity within the region.
In all, we have 31 leases, which we had intended to distribute to farmers whose applications were approved by the Minister of Agriculture, but unfortunately, only 13 of those persons turned up, and those leases were given to them by the minister himself.
Citizens capitalized on the outreaches to apply for jobs within the various ministries, especially in Region 6 and 5, where the closure of the estates has led to some persons looking to diversify their job skills.
Approximately, I've been able to give out about 10 applications for the mainly PCA program, which was the Patient Care Assistant program. This program will be starting in June of this year. In specifically Berbice, people would need to submit their applications between April and May. May the 22nd would be the closing date. So we have the clinical programs, which are the environmental health assistant program, the medical laboratory technical assistant program, the x-ray technician program, the audiology practitioner program, and the pharmacy assistant program.
Still have doubts as to whether or not this outreach has been able to help people? Then let's take a journey to Region 3, Essequibo Islands, West Demerara. It was here in Region 3 that we came across the members of the Parica Facade Community Development Council, who were eager to tell us their plans in setting up an ICT hub in their community. Now, if you know anything about Parica Facade, you know that it is more or less out of the connectivity loop. Even with a data plan, your signal might not be the best in there, and these folks were hoping to change that, and they saw the outreach as a chance to do it.
We see the need for an ICT hub in our community because it's the one in the most depressed area in the Parica area, and children don't get access to internet or those kind of facilities. They have to go out and get their homework done and so on. If a hub is being placed in our community, it would benefit the kids then. This is one of the things we're working on to get. We already signed a contract with the NDMA, the national body. It's only for it to materialize now.
And the NDMA will deliver, as the agency under the Ministry of Public Telecommunication made a commitment to ensuring that every Guyanese is connected, to ensuring that every community is connected. They are hellbound on making sure that Guyana comes online. Now, in Region 3, we see yet again the influx of residents with concerns for the Central Housing and Planning Authority. Persons coming out since around 5:30 a.m. hoping to be first in line.
I'm standing among more than 400 persons here today at the Lenora Synthetic Track who are awaiting the opportunity to meet the team at the Central Housing and Planning Authority. Some persons here today have applied for their house lot for more than a decade.
I feel great coming, seeing everybody, looking at the site, seeing all the setting ups and everything. I feel good because I know I come with a lot of hopes today that something good is about to happen.
Great. So what are you here for today?
I'm here to actually, I applied for a land since 2013, so I'm here with hoping with luck that I get through.
Apply and in 2005.
And you went and do follow-up checks?
Follow-up checks, every single thing. I was away for sometimes, received a letter, but never got it until now I've seen the letter. So now I'm coming to find what's going on with it, and it's been 13 years.
I applied for a house lot since 2011. And I've been back and forth, trying, and every time I go to say they don't have anything available. So I'm hoping to get through or hear something positive today.
To another successful outreach, persons walked away with satisfaction as the Central Housing and Planning Authority gave applicants the opportunity to become landowners to more than 400 house lots, which will be available in 2 months at Mitimir Zorg. Here is what the applicants had to say.
It's better than nothing. So I'm glad at least I get an opportunity to get a piece of land.
Well, the necessary, you would have had to on them your letter that you would apply and then your interview letter. So those are the two requirements that they collected so far. So they said Mitimir Zorg is available, so in the next 2 months they'll call.
How long you applied?
Since 2009.
He just said that right now they don't have any other available lots, right? It's just in Mitimir Zorg. So I've been waiting, thinking that, okay, he could locate me to one and help set me up with one. But he said next 10 weeks, so let me hope and pray that they will call and give me the good answer.
And once you get an answer, what is the next step?
Well, my next step is to pay my money and start get my house billing.
Now, with housing matters taken care of, we move to the next best thing in building a community, the infrastructure. This particular aspect covering from Stellings all the way to access roads for farming communities.
I came today because I want to talk with the minister about the lag on Stelling, what is in the very, bad state. And he promised me now to make a public meeting.
For assisting a road in the farming area, for bring better produce out to consumer, so that we could. Normally is in the rainy weather, it is be hard on us farmers to bring out the produce. Sometimes if you have an example, if you have a papa in your farm, the access to get it out is very rough, and by the time you reach the market value drop for the papa. So that is why we seeking the minister help, actually ministry help for bring out, for assistance for the road to bring out our produce in the farm, from the farm area.
The major issue faced with agriculture in the region was largely centered around drainage and irrigation, as Minister of Agriculture Noel Holder explains.
There have been some D&I problems, which of course we expect in virtually all the areas on the coast. Apart from that, there have been a few issues with the Gaisuko situation, largely concerning land. But by and large, we've had no real issues with rice. Of course, this area has probably the lowest infection of paddy bug in the entire country. I was surprised that we don't have more people coming from the Essequibo Islands and the Corica area, the western part of the coast, because this is the biggest area for non-traditional crops, planting bananas, pineapples, pumpkins and things of that nature. It's the very biggest producer in the country probably. But they haven't had any problems of that nature. So it looks as if whatever the coalition is doing a pretty good job.
With these major issues addressed, we turn now to community needs, and for this, we look no further than Stewartville resident Colin Liven.
The issues that you discussed a while ago was based on the roads, the bridges in Stewartville, which are known as the Old Road Bridges, and the bridge to the entrance of the Stewartville Housing Scheme, Northeast Housing Scheme. They are old, they're in a state of, they're unsafe. Spoke to the minister a short while ago, and he also promised to have it looked into.
These are the types of success stories that pour out of these outreaches. The people of Guyana saw a golden opportunity to have their issues addressed, and they spared no effort in taking it. Perhaps this is especially true of the residents of Linden, where we journey to next.
Housing continuously drew the largest numbers for all the outreaches, and hundreds of those citizens had their housing needs addressed.
Since 2007, I paid 92,000 plus 100 plus 8, make it 100,000. And up to now, I haven't received any transport.
So you're here today
Yes, I'm here today to see what could be done.
The new approach saw a number of residents being granted approval for house lots in the coming week, as the agency announced that they would collect the documents of all who have applied and gone through the process, and contact them in 2 months to receive their house lots in Amelia's Ward and Wizrock. Overall, it can be said that hundreds of concerns have so far been addressed, and we expect that even more will be handled in the outreaches to come. And if you have doubts on the impact of these outreaches, simply give a listening ear to what these Guyanese had to say when asked about their thoughts on this outreach.
Excellent. They do a good work and a good job in all way. I'm here and I see a lot of people get help and everybody's pleasant.
Oh, I saw it on the internet. So I'm really interested. I'm interested in Ministry of Housing and Water. I'm here to get a house lot because I applied since 10 years ago and I'm still waiting.
This is a wonderful initiative. People need this, and at this time, it takes away the discrimination what people have about going to offices and so on. People might fear going into offices. The government, the ministers coming to the people is really a wonderful thing at the grassroots level. I admire this. Yeah, the ordinary man could reach the minister.
It is very good, especially for the senior citizens. By traveling here, there, and everywhere, you come here. I mean, you might have to pay a little money, but it's still good for us so we could know how we stand.
From these and other comments, one thing was certain: this initiative was welcomed by all Guyanese, as it provided a chance for them to interact with their trusted leaders, an importance not lost on the ministers of government themselves.
Many of the services the Department of Youth offer to the public, apparently the youths themselves are not aware, and in spite of us advertising this in the newspaper or speaking about it at whatever opportunity we have, we find that all the youths are not aware of it. And this opportunity is an excellent opportunity where we can inform the youths of what we have in store for them.
The whole purpose of the exercise is to bring government to the people, rather than having the people firstly come and rap on government's door for assistance. We have found it very useful here because what we have done is to bring all our departments, and the Ministry of Agriculture has a large number of departments. Problems are being solved. So in a nutshell, we think the exercise has been worthwhile. We certainly would like, as a ministry and as a government, to replicate it elsewhere. And we think only good can come of it.
The response from the public is that we should have this more regularly so that the people could be able to address their issues.
This gives you a good feeling, a feeling of touching base with the grassroots, of touching base with the common people who have these problems and concerns, and I think the government officials have to respond to them. So it is a wonderful exercise, and it should happen on a permanent basis. That if people cannot come, or put it this way, you shouldn't force people to come to the government. Government must go to the people, and you should have decentralization of functions.
This has been InfoHub in Depth. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye.